You're here for a reason, not by chance, but by a quiet force that nudged you to press play, because what you're about to hear about magic and the energy flowing through all things might change everything, depending on what you choose to do with it. Have you ever felt someone staring at you before you turned around, or sensed a calming warmth just by holding someone's hand? These moments aren't random. They are glimpses, evidence of a silent power that lives within you. Yes, real magic. Not fantasy, experience, not illusion, but energy. And not new. This truth has always been known. The ancients didn't just speak of it, they lived it, mapped it, and passed down the keys. Through the emerald tablets of Thoth, the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, and the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, they revealed how to awaken this force and use it to transform yourself and your world. So stay with me, because once you feel this power, you won't be able to unsee it. But if magic is energy, and that energy lives within us, then why do most people never feel it? Why do we go through life unaware of this current, as if blind to our own essence? The answer is unsettling. We've been taught to look everywhere except inward. We've been conditioned to believe that magic is fantasy, that energy is mechanical, and that power belongs only to those in temples or towers. But this is a lie, because the magic we seek, the force we sense in fleeting moments of intuition, stillness, or love, is already alive within us, burning quietly as what ancient mystics called the hidden flame. This flame is not metaphor. It is a real living energy, a subtle pulse that exists just beneath awareness. It is what animates your thoughts, your breath, your emotions. It is what connects you to the cosmos. And though you may not feel it now, you've already encountered it. Have you ever felt heat in your chest when someone spoke truth? Or a surge of presence in a moment of danger? That's it. That's the flame rising. In the words of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, "Wouldst be one with the heart of the flame, seek then within thine own hidden flame." They never pointed outward. The sages, the alchemists, the ancient ones, they all said the same thing. Power begins within. This is the essence of real magic, not illusions or tricks, but the conscious use of energy, your energy, to shape your inner and outer world. The flame in your heart is the most concentrated form of that energy. It's not given to you by gods or rituals. It is your birthright. Every tradition had its word for it. The Egyptians called it the Ba. The yogis called it prana. The Taoists knew it as chi. But the principle is the same. There is a life force inside you, and it is alive, it is aware, it responds to thought, intention, emotion, and belief. But here's the key. This energy, no matter how powerful, doesn't obey chaos. It obeys law. Thoth writes, "Be not afraid of the power within thee, for it follows law as the stars in the sky." This force has a rhythm, a geometry. It moves in spirals, pulses, and frequencies. The same ratios that shape galaxies shape the current in your spine. To awaken your flame is not just to feel more alive. It is to begin aligning with the intelligence that governs all creation. Yet here lies the paradox. The light inside you is both infinite and finite, divided only by your own inner darkness. And this is where most get lost, because they chase light while rejecting shadow. They want power without depth, but the tablets warn, light is infinite and light is finite, separated only by darkness in man. Seek ye to rend the veil of the darkness, bring thou together the light into one. To master magic is to unify what has been separated. It is to dissolve the walls between your higher nature and your human pain, between your clarity and your chaos. The true magician is not one who controls others, but one who has integrated themselves. And this is just the beginning, because once the flame awakens, something else begins to stir, something ancient, intelligent, and utterly transformative. Now think about this. What if the ancients weren't speaking in riddles, but in formulas? We tend to look at sacred texts as symbolic poetry, metaphors wrapped in mystery. But what if they were never meant to be metaphors at all? What if the emerald tablets of Thoth, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and the Vijnana of Tantra were never meant to mystify, but to instruct? These texts were not created to inspire vague reverence. They were blueprints, codes, operating manuals for the human energy field. And when you read them as such, they begin to reveal their true power, not as superstition, but as a kind of ancient science, a science we've forgotten, but never truly lost. The Yoga Sutras call the breath a gateway. Patanjali writes that pranayama, the science of conscious breathing, is not merely for relaxation, but for the cultivation of prana, the vital force that powers all living beings. This isn't abstract spirituality, this is physics at a higher octave. When you control the breath, you influence the electromagnetic rhythms of the body. You activate dormant energy centers. You begin to steer the currents of your own consciousness rather than being carried helplessly by them. The Vijnana Tantra, one of the most esoteric and ancient texts ever written, goes even deeper. It gives over 100 methods for awakening this energy. Not one, not two, but 100. And many begin with something deceptively simple, observing the breath, watching where it begins, where it ends, feeling its texture, entering the silence between the inhale and the exhale. Why? Because in that pause, energy gathers. The hidden flame responds. The breath is not just air, it is the carrier of life force intelligence, and when you become fully aware of it, you begin to unlock the hidden layers of reality that exist beneath it. These practices aren't meant to be read about, they're meant to be lived, and when they are, something remarkable begins to unfold. You begin to sense your own energy. You feel a pulse in the palms, a buzz in the spine, a field of heat around the heart. These sensations are not imagination, they are perception awakening. With time, you learn not only to feel energy, but to shape it, to send it to parts of your body, to gather it in your hands, to use it for healing, for clarity, for creation. The sages taught techniques for this. Visualize a flame in the heart center, bright, golden, alive, and breathe into it. See it grow, filling your chest, your spine, your entire being. Or hold your palms facing each other and feel the tingling space between them, then begin to roll that space, as if shaping a sphere of energy. You're not pretending. You're engaging with subtle forces you've always had, but never learned to control. Just as a muscle strengthens through repetition, your energy responds to attention. Pranayama sharpens this further. Techniques like nadi shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing, balance the dual currents of energy in your body, the lunar and solar channels, the Ida and Pingala. These two streams weave up the spine like serpents, crossing at the chakras, spiraling toward the crown. When balanced, they awaken the central channel, the Sushumna, and unlock higher states of consciousness. This is not myth. It is an energetic technology for awakening dormant parts of the self. Mantra brings vibration into alignment. When you chant Om Namah Shivaya, so hum, or even a single tone like Om, your voice becomes a tuning fork. Sound merges with breath. Intention merges with vibration. And the body, being mostly water, begins to resonate, like a temple designed to vibrate with the cosmos. You're not praying, you're harmonizing. But sound alone isn't the only conduit for magic. One of the most potent tools you can use to tap into the energy within is the practice of energy visualization. Imagine, if you will, holding a ball of energy between your palms. Begin by gently rubbing your hands together to build heat. Slowly create space between them, just a few inches, and bring your awareness into that space. Feel the subtle pull, the light resistance, as if there's something almost tangible in the air. The more you focus, the clearer it becomes. Visualize this energy as a glowing sphere, radiating warmth, light, and potential. It is not imagination. It is real. Feel its pulse, its rhythm, responding to your breath. Gradually bring this energy into your chest, your heart, and allow it to dissolve. This practice awakens your sensitivity to the life force within. The more you practice, the more real the energy becomes, until you can't help but know it's there, alive within you. And then there is the simplest, most radical practice of all, mindfulness in daily life. Walking slowly, breathing with awareness, sensing the energy in a tree, a gust of wind, a silent moment. Noticing how you exchange energy in a glance, a word, a touch. These are not small things. They are doorways. And when you walk through them, the world changes. You no longer feel separate from life. You feel woven into its flow, alive in its rhythm. Each of these methods is a tool, but a tool only becomes power when it is used. Consistently, gently, with reverence. And over time, they begin to rewire the nervous system. They sharpen the intuition. They open channels that once were sealed. You begin to feel energy move through you as clearly as water flows down a stream. But something even more mysterious begins to occur when this energy is cultivated over time. Your perception begins to shift. Time bends, symbols come alive, and forces beyond the physical begin to move in your life. This is when energy mastery evolves into something far greater, a communion with the invisible intelligence behind reality itself. And here's the moment most people miss. They awaken the energy, they feel the power begin to rise, but they don't realize what comes next. Because the final step is not just about practice, it's about embodiment. It's about living as the magic itself. You see, true magic is not about bending the universe to your will. It's not about casting spells or forcing outcomes. It's about dissolving the illusion of separation between you and the universe, until your will is no longer apart from it. Until your thoughts, your breath, your actions, your silence, they all ripple through reality with the precision of law. Because magic, at its highest level, is not manipulation, it's alignment. The ancient emerald tablets said it plainly: magic is the knowledge of the true structure of the universe. It is the understanding that everything moves by rhythm, vibration, polarity, cause, and effect. And when you live in tune with these laws, not just know them, but embody them, your very existence becomes the spell. You stop chasing miracles and become one. This means listening when your intuition speaks, even when logic protests. It means honoring your inner fire, even when the world tells you to dim it. It means following the path that calls you, not the one that pleases others. Because magic moves where there is authenticity, where there is alignment between soul and action, heart and decision. You are not a bystander in this universe. You are a shaper, a builder of worlds in micro and macro. Your energy, your emotions, your thoughts, your frequency creates invisible architecture that the material will conforms to over time. When your inner state is fragmented, your outer world reflects that confusion. But when your heart, your mind, and your actions are synchronized, reality begins to echo your inner harmony. Manifestation isn't forced, it's natural. Gratitude becomes a secret weapon. not as a platitude, but as a vibrational shift. When you feel grateful, you are no longer operating from lack. You're broadcasting wholeness, and the universe mirrors that back. Gratitude opens the flow. It tells the energy field, I am ready. I already have. Let more come. But power without awareness is a double-edged sword. Thoth warned us, light and darkness are of one essence, separated only by the understanding of man. This means the same flame that warms can also burn. The same current that heals can destroy. It all depends on who is holding it and why. That's why energy mastery is not just about gaining force. It's about cultivating inner clarity. Because living magic means carrying both the flame and the shadow within you, and not letting either rule you. Real mastery is integration, not escaping your darkness, but understanding it, transmuting it, using it as fuel. It's easy to chase the light and deny what lies beneath, but those who deny their shadow are ruled by it in secret. Magic doesn't want your perfection, it wants your wholeness. To unite your light and dark is to awaken as a being who no longer reacts, but responds, who no longer fears power, but channels it with purpose, who no longer searches for magic, but walks as it. You don't cast spells anymore, you become one, a living spell, a walking invocation, a radiant signature of intention and truth moving through space and time. And when you live like this, reality bends, not because you forced it, but because you became its partner. You harmonized with the song that has always been playing beneath the noise. So remember, you are not here to borrow power. You are here to remember that you are power. And this is only the beginning. If this video resonated with you, let us know in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe for more esoteric content. Thank you for watching.